Hi there, my name is T Paris and welcome to my channel and platform realifeish. So where did realifeish come from? What inspired it and what was the journey? So as a Christian, I've been in church all my life, loved the church, loved, my leaders, loved my Christian friends, and for the most part it's been a very beautiful experience, and I love God and I've loved, the journey. But along that journey, it's been really challenging because sometimes it just feels quite lonely. It feels quite isolating, especially when you're going through things. And that's one of my major issues with the body of Christ, is that there's just so much judgment. There's just so much shame around getting it wrong, because obviously we are called to, live sinless lives and to look more like Jesus. But along that way, we don't always get it right. And it has been a very lonely space at times, because when you do share things with people, and even if they are listening and loving you, they're not really sharing stuff about themselves. So you go back thinking you're the odd one out and that you're just so far from Jesus that it can kickstart a lot of condemnation within you. And then you've got the other side of it, which is people do listen and then they judge or they gossip. And it's actually a very horrible feeling. And so I really, really desired better. I really desired that people would be honest, that people would just say, hey, I've got it so terribly wrong. This is what I did to overcome it. Or I'm still struggling. Because then you're not alone and you can talk and you can think believe that you're still loved in that journey. And unfortunately, at times, I didn't have that experience. And I know that many other Christians also don't have that experience. And a lot of people are just depressed out there. A lot of people feel suicidal out there. And I think that part of the issue is that if we just came together more and just shared more, then I think it would just reduce that ever so slightly, and maybe even a lot actually. So a few years ago, the Lord really led me with this platform, with this logo, with this brand, realifeish. And it started as a writing platform, and I used my writing gift, put my some of my stories and my experiences on the website. But what it was lacking was my face. It was just lacking, a really personal touch to the things that I was sharing. And don't get me wrong, I know quite a few people were blessed by that, and they shared, that they've gone through this and those things, which is wonderful. But I just didn't have my face behind it. And I knew the Lord was leading me to put my face behind it, but I was just too scared. And I've overcome a lot of that now. Like, I realized that, I can't apply to everybody. I can't help everybody. People won't like you. People will still judge you. And something? You can never avoid it. So I'm not even trying to avoid it anymore. But I know that actually the things that I've gone through maybe will help someone out there. And so I really want you to understand that realifeish is really the bedrock. And what it's really meant to encapsulate is the 2 C's, which is connection and community. Community and connection. Really, really important, because if I feel comfortable, if I have the bravery and the courage to share some of my most deepest, things that I've gone through, some of the most, some of the things that people just wouldn't share, and help someone out there to go, oh my God, I went through that. I've experienced that. Oh my goodness, and then hopefully it will kickstart this flame, especially within the Christian community, of more transparency, of more openness. And then what that does is it brings together more community. It brings together more connection. And so this is what I will be doing on this channel. Over the next few weeks, over the next few months, I'm just going to be sharing parts of my story, parts of my experiences, parts of my mistakes. It won't just be limited to that. There may be topics as well. There may be guest speakers that come on. But, I just really hope that someone out there will not give up. I really hope that someone out there will go, I'm not alone. I hope someone out there will realize that they can still be loved. They're not abnormal. We are all human beings. We all get things completely wrong sometimes. And what we do sometimes is we have a measuring stick. Well, I didn't do that, but they did that. Listen, to God, it's all the same. And how do we get better? How do we end up living sinless lives eventually if we don't just share the things that we're going through? And so I really hope that I can kickstart that even more so. I'm not saying that there's not people that aren't doing that, but this is just something that's really pressed on my heart to do. So please navigate the links on my website. I've got my website up there with my old writing, with more about me. You've got my YouTube channel, you've got my Instagram page. So please navigate the links just to know a little bit more about the things that I'm going to be doing. Now, it's really worth noting that as much as this has really been led, you know, I'm really led to do this, there's not going to be a thing where I'm going to share everything, you know, because that just wouldn't be wise. There's not every aspect of my life and my story that I'm willing to share, because I just don't think there's wisdom in that, right? So there are going to be things that I will just say at times I'm not comfortable to share that, or if someone's asking me a question, I might say I'm not going to share that, you know. But of course, you know, I am aiming to be authentic, honest and raw, and as, you know, give as much strategy and tips and the things that I've overcome as possible. It's also worth remembering that part of my story is going to include other people, and I have to try and find the perfect balance between protecting privacy, protecting integrity, and also just being real to my story. And so at times I may change names, at times I may leave parts of the story out, at times I may have to, you know, fabricate some elements of things just to protect other individuals. But obviously at times it's not going to be it can't be avoided, because my story will directly involve someone else's story, and I'll try my best to just be as, you know, careful as possible in how I say things. This is not a channel to bash anybody, this is not a channel to tear anyone down. I won't be sharing things that I haven't healed from, because I want to not use this as a therapy platform. You know, I want to give my best self, my true authentic self to the audience, you know. And so if I haven't overcome it, if I'm still angry about something, well, I'm not going to come and, you know, put that spirit on the camera. So, you know, work with me as I journey with you. There's another thing that I'm going to be offering, and please again look at my website and the links here for more information. But what I am going to be offering is a paid package, and that will include half-an-hour slots where you can book with me for a couple of reasons. So one, it may be that in some of the topics that I'm sharing, you have gone through some of the same things that I've gone through, and you may just want to talk about it, and you may want to ask me questions, and you might want to understand how I overcame something more specifically, and I'm there to give those answers as best as I can. I will be giving tips and strategies, not legal or professional advice. I'm not here to tell you what to do. That's not the purpose of it at all, but it's just to make others feel more comfortable to share. And if you are going through things similar or even different, and you just want a space to share what you're going through and share it, you know, in a non-judgmental space, I'm here for you. And I also will be offering complimentary prayer at the end of every session. Now, of course, it's totally up to you if you would like that or not, but it's there and it's part of the package. So please, again, navigate the website to learn more about that. And a bit about me, because obviously you need to know a bit about the person behind all of this. So it's really hard to summarize myself in a very quick video, but some key points. I am 33 years young. I live in London. I've only ever known London, never lived in the country, anything like that. However, as I get older, it's looking a little bit more appealing, especially when you have children. I've got two beautiful young boys. One is 9, one is 8 months coming up, and I love being a mother. I was married for close to 10 years. I'm not married anymore. And I work in a school. I do part-time work, and I'm a project coordinator. I mentor young boys in both primary and secondary school. So I deliver different mentoring programs, and I've had a lot of success in, you know, transforming a lot of young boys' lives. At the moment, I feel very called to young women, not just sort of young women, sorry, but women, you know, of all ages. And my background is that I have over 10 years experience working with young people. So whether that's in a mentoring capacity, a teaching capacity, I've even been a youth leader in my church in the past. So young people has been very much my thing. I also have been to university. I've got a degree in politics and psychology. Parts of that psychology has kicked in for me when I have done some of my mentoring and counselling. But, you know, yeah, that's that. One of my favourite subjects in school was English and arts, and I'm very creative, and I love all of those kind of things. Now, there's so much to say about me. You're going to learn more about me as the time goes on. I thank you so much for listening to me so far. Like I said, I just hope I can help someone out there. I don't pretend to have all the answers, and I'm not perfect. So please journey with me. If this does apply to you, or you think that there's anyone that you think this would help, please like, please comment, please subscribe, please share. And you will be seeing more of me soon. So may God richly bless you, and thank you so much.